In other news, this afternoon, businesses have been admonished to review written contracts prior to the outbreak of COVID-19. This will enable businesses to identify their fundamental obligations under the contracts and juxtapose that with the current reality. Now, contract specialist JoyNews Amuzu, who is also a lawyer with GIMPA, believes due to the negative impact of the virus, agreement partners need to meet each other halfway. He disclosed this at a meeting of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Tema. There's more in this report by Kwame Yanka.
Prior to COVID-19 becoming a pandemic, businesses across the world had their own forecasts for 2020. However, after several months into the health crisis, some businesses, home and abroad, are tanking, bearing the brunt of the outbreak. Is there any window of opportunity to salvage contracts signed prior to this? Lawyer JoyNews Amuzu is asking businesses to run to Contract Act of Ghana to help salvage impact of COVID-19 on agreements.
So you start by identifying your fundamental obligations under your contract and compare it to what is happening. Then you can conclude that your contract is frustrated or not frustrated. Fortunately, the Contract Act of Ghana has provisions on what parties can benefit from or how the consequences of frustration should be treated. And it is a good idea that companies familiarize themselves with these provisions and take advantage of these provisions. It will be good that after reviewing these positions, businesses are able to get back to the negotiation table with their partners and discuss.
Maritime lawyer and director of Tema Ports, Sandro Poku, wants individuals and companies to understand fine details before signing contracts.
And we assume a lot. We don't read the fine details and then we just sign. And so I think that there needs to be a lot of education. If you're going into business, you should, get a lawyer, you should get people who understand the business, and then they can advise you properly on how to do your documentation before you start paying money to anybody or you start importing. And most of the time, the importers don't know much about the details and how to fill in the documentation. So they rely on the shipping agents or the clearing agents. I think for the clearing agents, majority of them understand the documentation that needs to go into it. And so even before you decide to import, you can go to GIF headquarters and let somebody there be nominated for you to take you through the documentation before you sign anything with the seller, whether in the Far East or Europe, before you sign and bring in your goods.
And we've got a full bulletin of business news at the top of the hour. Up next is sports. Stay tuned.